Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Frank, and here's a couple rollers that we just bought. Andrew and I, we ended up buying out a local contractor. Got 2 rollers, a paver, a Ford 1910 tractor, an F800 dump truck, an 850D case dozer, and an 850B case track loader. So Andrew's got the paver on his trailer. I've got the 2 rollers. Still got some work to do to get the other machines out of there. So let's take a look. So this little roller, I don't really have any interest in. I'm going to probably put this up for sale. This is a Case W252. They painted it to look like an Ingersoll. This runs. I think the vibration doesn't work on the rear drum. I think I already got that figured out without even digging into it. And we did spring a little hydraulic leak, I believe, on this steering cylinder. I'll have to take a look at that. Got a Hatz 2-cylinder diesel. So I'll have to get this fired up and off the trailer. I try not to steer too much, I guess. Our Case 252 roller, drove it off the trailer, but we had a hydraulic leak on the steering cylinder. Turned out that this fitting on the back of the cylinder had rotted out, and I went over to the hydraulic shop. They weren't sure what they were looking at. All we know is it's an M18 on one side and M22 on the other side, and this has got a tapered seat, and these are just screwed together. There was no O-ring on this side of it. It was just some kind of sealant. I think we're going with metric to DIN, but probably by the time this video is posted, I'll have this figured out. I did order some fittings. They were on back order. So hopefully that'll get this roller operational. I think I know what's wrong with the vibration on the rear drum, but I want to take care of the hydraulic leak first before we go digging into that. So we got the fittings we needed here. These are DIN to metric. So this goes in the cylinder, then this will hook up to the hose again, and then this is just for the other side. Alright, that should be it. Could probably put a battery in it and try to fire it up. Yeah, the other roller, we got some issues with that. I was rolling a little bit with it and then it stopped moving. The drum for the brake, that was still turning, but we were getting nothing out of the output shaft. So let's go take a look at that. So I was looking down behind this cover and I could see the shaft was shiny. So I thought I'd better take this off, start with the simple stuff first. And sure enough, this is held together with a roll pin. And the roll pin sheared off. So that should be an easy fix. I'll go get a punch and drive that old one out and we'll work on getting a new one in there. Looks like it's fixed. So behind me, this is our paver that we picked up with the rollers the other day. It's a Puckett Brothers T650. So has the gas engine. Track paver. These are a couple flat tires that were on the F800. We're gonna get these taken care of. So it's an older unit, but it went on the trailer no problem, surprisingly. I think this goes from 9 foot to 12 foot wide. Figure I could use it to put some stone down around here and eventually pave when I build the shop. Wisconsin 4-cylinder engine. Runs pretty good. So we gotta get this unloaded. Andrew needs his trailer. Got some conveyor belting to put on the ramps. Gotta borrow your winch battery there, Andrew. Jump our fuel pump. This is where the hydraulic tank is. We gotta get that plug out. Of course, it's full of asphalt. Alright, I guess we'll see if that helps it. I'm not gonna screw it all the way in. I'm up against the clock here, so. Yeah. Probably needs another 5 gallons. Wasn't real smooth. Good for the screed. Try it again. Looked like maybe some water in the bottom of the tank. So that was a fight to get it over here. Got some fuel issues we have to address, but to be expected when stuff's been sitting this long. You can see the tracks and drive motors, hoses. I got the cylinders that open and close the door for the augers. So each of those doors is independent. Looks like we sprung a leak there trying to run the auger. Oh, I didn't realize how bad the flights were on the auger. Oh well. And then 2 cylinders that raise the box. See, get a better look at the hydraulic tank, which is in the front here. Normally there'd be a couple pillow blocks and some rollers here so you could push a dump truck. But I don't know, is this something you guys are interested in? Why don't you let me know down in the comments? So here's the rest of our scrap haul. We got the F800, 850D Dozer. Andrew's getting that little Ford tractor. Over there we got the 850 track loader. You can see it's pretty buried in the concrete. He's gonna work on getting that out. So we just got 2 tires and put back on this. We had to replace a couple wheel studs. So gonna move this out of the way and then we should be able to drive this home soon. So, runs and moves. The body needs some work, but I think it'll clean up all right. We got the 850. This got a new oil filter housing. Not sure what kind of shape the engine's in, but as you can see, filter housing cracked. So I'm gonna work on taking that off. So we got the broken oil filter housing off. Swapping over the relief to the new housing. Gotta clean it up a bit. This was full of ice. Engine's probably junk. So our 850D Dozer made it home the other day. I'll put a little clip of it getting unloaded. Deb was home when it showed up, so she was able to film it a little bit.
I don't think so. I think it's fine.
We tried to get it running down at the place we bought it off of, but couldn't get any fuel through the injection pump. We had fuel through the lift pump, through the filters, up to the inlet of the pump, but nothing through the pump itself. So I think there's a suction screen in here before the vane pump that's inside. I did pull this top cover off and check the shut off. That was all fine, working. Nothing looked real bad in there. So I think that's where we're going to start, is pulling this off and checking that screen that's in there. If not, this might be a call to area diesel service, you know, whether it's have them go through the pump or we take it apart and do it ourselves. Undercarriage isn't horrible, but it's definitely got some wear. I think there's 4,000 hours on this machine. So we got a couple track pads to take care of. I already replaced this filter housing. I'm not sure what we're going to find with the engine. It was full of water, drained about probably 3 gallons of water out of it. Might be as simple as a head gasket, or he said his mechanic looked at it and it had a cracked sleeve. So these don't have liners. I kind of would have thought a frost plug would have pushed out, but maybe not. These do feel like they're a little bulged out. So the main thing is I want to get it running. This blade, see, there's no frog left. This lower part here is called the frog, or the blade base, and that's where your bolt-on cutting edge would go. But they wore down through that. So I'll have to address that. The skin's not bad. Gonna need some hoses. That's no big deal. There'll probably be a video on this Mini. Something happened in the final drive. I'm not sure if we broke something in the planetary or what on the one side, but it just hit free spools now, or hit freewheels now. Got no drive. So just something else got to take care of. Tomorrow we'll be driving the F800 home and hopefully get the 850B track loader ready to be picked up. Maybe we'll have that sometime next week. Last of the equipment, 850B's ready to get picked up. Dump truck's ready to head home. See if we make it. Driving the F800 home. She's geared kind of low. About 45 minutes left. So the F800 made it home. Truck's an 87. We got stud pilot wheels, 22 5s. Got a pretty long dump bed on it. I have to measure it. If I had to guess, I'd say it's about 12 foot. It's got a 5-speed with 2-speed rear, air brakes. Got the dump bed controls here. It seems the PTO one's frozen. Got to do some work on the wiring. Got no heater controls. The taillights don't work. So we'll have to clean the cab out. Pop the hood. It's got the Brazilian 7.8 liter engine in it. Not sure the horsepower rating on it. I'll have to try to figure that out. We got a leaking primer pump. So that was frozen. I was able to get it opened up, but I couldn't get it to screw back together. It does, but then it'll pop out again with the fuel pressure. So we'll reach out to Area Diesel Service for that. It's got a tiny bit of blow by. We got to do some belts and other stuff, a little bit of maintenance on this. But it made it home. This fuel tank, it leaked on us, so I lost about probably 20 gallons of diesel. Both tanks were just about empty today, so we had to go run out and get some fuel. It's the hydraulic tank. Top corner of the cab protector got walloped pretty good. Like to put a, looks like there was a tarp system, put a tarp system back on this. Got a little bit of bed repair to do. Got air to the rear for a trailer. Three coal chutes. A little bit of welding to do in the bed, clean out some old asphalt. These are the panels for the 850B track loader. Hopefully we'll be getting that moved in a day or two. So look forward to some videos on this. Why don't you guys let me know down in the comments if you'd rather see a series or just one single video start to finish of all the repairs on this. So yesterday we got this 855B home case track loader ripper. This is the last of the equipment I bought off a contractor down south of me. This machine's actually a one owner. It's in pretty good shape. We had it running when we first looked at it, but the other day when we picked up the F800, we were not able to get it started. There was no fuel in the tank, and I think the last time we ran it, we might have sucked up a bunch of air. And couldn't really get to the injector lines without pulling the top of the hood off. Could only get to really 2 of them. So we decided to just shove it back out of the way. Cranked it to get the ripper up, and then pushed it out of the way with a mini excavator. And then sent the rollback after it, as you guys saw in the previous clip there of it getting unloaded. So it's the day before Christmas. Why don't you guys leave me a comment? Let me know what machine you want me to work on first. All this stuff needs a little work. Not sure what I plan on keeping and what I plan on selling. I just want to thank everybody who tuned in, subscribed, gave a thumbs up or a comment. A few people clicked the super thanks button and donated a few bucks. I appreciate that, but it's not really necessary. And for anybody who's new to the channel, I guess I could do a little quick walk around of everything we've got. This is Andrew's Massey Ferguson 300 loader. We got the engine broke free on that. Just gotta work on putting the head back on it so we can test the rest of the machine, and then we'll determine if we want to rebuild the engine in it or if we're going to just send it down the road. Here's the F800 we drove home the other day. Probably going to have to jump on this one pretty quick and get it inspected. We got some work to do to make it pass inspection. Probably reach out to Area Diesel Service for a part or two on the fuel system. I've got a pile of junk over here. We got the auto car project. I think we got most of the stuff we need to get going on that again. Diamond Rio Giant. Little Case 350 track loader with a 4-in-1 bucket. I got cylinder packing kits to go on that. Old hi-ho. We got a later model 10B. I'd like to turn that one back into a shovel. We got the old gas-powered Lima 34. Still got to put the manifold on this. I'd like to set this up as a lifting crane for moving stuff around here. Detroit-powered Lima 34 shovel. There's some good videos, you know, rescuing this machine from up in New York. We got 15B shovel. This is cat-powered, pretty good running machine. Sam over at Scrappy Industries actually likes this one quite a bit. He came by and ran it a little bit last year. Didn't have a chance to do it this year. We were busy moving the 604 shovel. He's got a good video on that. That was a fun little trip. Got the new old stock shovel front for this machine. Here's our 73 Diamond Rio. This is what the channel's named after. So this has got a gas power plant. use this truck around the property a little bit. Inslee K12 shovel. We rebuilt the whole boom on this. There's a bunch of videos on that. Made new bronze bushings, welded up all the teeth on the gear rack, did quite a bit to this. We got our 270A backhoe. I actually got a few additional parts for this from the coworker I bought it off of. Erie Diesel Service did our pump on this, and it's been running great. We got another 10B. This is an older one with a hoe on it. Unfortunately, I haven't touched this machine in a year. And then we got our super rare Michigan AM tractor shovel that Sam moved a couple months ago for us while we were at a show. I'm working on getting the second video out on this. It's taken a little bit longer than I thought it would. We ran into some problems, but I am working on it. Picked up this engine drive welder from the same coworker I got the backhoe off of. He bought it back in the 80s and he used it for some stuff, and then it appears it was underwater because there's silt all the way up above the head. And then we got our super rare Lima 24 air control half-yard machine. Got to get on this too. I just need more time. $850D. Gotta dive into the injection pump a little bit, figure out why it's not pumping fuel. This machine seems kind of decent. 35C. Apparently I wiped out the final drive in this. Something went in the planetary. So we'll be tearing this apart soon. We got our Bantam T35 with the Leroy. That's what that green cab was for next to the F800, was to put on this. This is actually a pretty quick machine. I haven't touched this one in a year either. A couple cat power units and compressor. Our Puckett Brothers paver we just picked up. Rollpac roller. I actually got this up for sale. And then our new International 9400 with an N14. So, old coworker actually drove this home from the auction I bought it at. We got to do a little bit of work to it to pass inspection in the back end, but it's drivable. And this is the little roller we picked up. So that's our equipment tour.